For over a millennium, a single leafy green dominated European gardens from the Mediterranean to Scandinavia. Recent archaeological studies of medieval monastery gardens revealed that this plant appeared in 89% of all documented garden inventories between 800 and 1600 CE, making it more common than cabbage or lettuce. Then, within a single century, it vanished almost completely from cultivation. The Industrial Revolution didn't just transform factories. It transformed our plates, our gardens, and our collective memory of what food could be. This plant offered something the modern system couldn't tolerate: too much diversity. Its leaves ranged from deep crimson to golden yellow to pale green, each variety adapted to different climates and soils. It thrived in poor soil where spinach failed. It survived drought where lettuce withered. It produced abundant seed that required no special storage or processing. But these advantages meant nothing to an agricultural system demanding uniformity and mechanical harvesting. The plant is Atriplex hortensis, known across history as Orach, mountain spinach, or French spinach. If you enjoy discovering plants that shaped civilizations before disappearing into obscurity, consider subscribing to learn what else we've forgotten. This is the story of how convenience erased nutrition. Roman naturalist Pliny the Elder documented Orach in his Natural History, describing it as a common potherb cultivated throughout the empire. Medieval European monasteries considered it essential, planting it alongside medicinal herbs in their cloistered gardens. The plant appeared in Charlemagne's Capitulare de Villis, the 9th-century decree listing crops every royal estate must grow. English herbalist John Gerard wrote in 1597 that Orach was so commonly known that it needeth no description. French gardeners called it belle dame, beautiful lady, for its striking colored leaves. German cultivation records from the 1500s show Orach planted in quantities exceeding cabbage. Then something shifted. The 18th century brought new agricultural theories focused on standardization and yield predictability. Orach's variable leaf colors became a liability rather than an asset. Its tendency to bolt in heat made it unreliable for industrial-scale production. Spinach, introduced from Persia, offered uniform dark green leaves that photographed well for seed catalogs. By 1850, Orach had disappeared from mainstream European agriculture. The transition took less than 50 years. Markets wanted consistency, not biodiversity. Modern nutritional analysis reveals what medieval gardeners knew instinctively. Orach delivers exceptional mineral content. Laboratory testing shows Orach contains 309 milliliters of calcium per 100 grains of raw leaves, compared to spinach's 99 milliliters. The iron content reaches 3.7 mg per 100 grain, notably higher than spinach's 2.7 mg. Vitamin C levels measure 130 milliliters per 100 gram in fresh Orach leaves, double that of spinach. But the most striking difference appears in protein content. Orach delivers 4.8 g of protein per 100 grain of leaves, while modern spinach provides 2.9 g. The plant synthesizes all 9 essential amino acids in balanced ratios. Its leaves contain significant omega-3 fatty acids, rare in leafy greens. The crimson varieties produce betalain pigments, the same antioxidant compounds found in beets. Studies on betalains demonstrate anti-inflammatory properties and cellular protection against oxidative stress. We replaced this nutritional powerhouse with a crop bred primarily for appearance and shipping durability. The substitution wasn't driven by taste or health. It was driven by logistics. Orach demonstrates remarkable environmental adaptability that modern crops cannot match. The plant tolerates saline soils where spinach dies within weeks. Coastal communities historically grew Orach in sandy, salt-affected ground, unsuitable for other vegetables. Its deep taproot accesses water and minerals beyond the reach of shallow-rooted crops. The plant completes its growth cycle in poor soil with minimal nitrogen, eliminating fertilizer dependency. Temperature tolerance spans from light frost to intense summer heat, though it prefers cool conditions. Orach resists most common garden pests due to naturally occurring saponins in its leaves. These same compounds give the plant a slightly soapy taste when raw, a characteristic medieval cooks eliminated through quick blanching. The plant produces prolific seed, with a single specimen yielding up to 50,000 seeds in one season. Seeds remain viable for 7 years without special storage conditions. This biological resilience made Orach ideal for subsistence farming and monastery gardens operating without chemical inputs. Modern agriculture rejected these advantages because they solved problems the industrial system no longer acknowledged. Self-sufficiency became obsolete. Historical cookbooks reveal Orach's versatility across European cuisines. Medieval recipes describe blanching the leaves briefly in boiling water to remove bitterness, then sautéing with butter and garlic. The crimson varieties were prized for their color, used to tint soups and stews a deep magenta. French cuisine incorporated Orach into soup aux herbes, the traditional spring green soup. German cooks mixed it with sorrel and chervil for 7-herb soup, Siebenkräutersuppe. English recipes from the 1600s suggest combining Orach with spinach to reduce spinach's oxalic acid content. The pairing improved both flavor and mineral bioavailability. Raw young leaves appeared in salads, though the texture was considered coarse compared to lettuce. Mature leaves required cooking to become palatable. The seeds, when ground, produced a flour used in medieval bread during grain shortages. This culinary flexibility made Orach a survival food during famines and crop failures. But survival foods lost their appeal in an era of abundance and choice. The modern system offers convenience, not resilience. The decline of Orach reveals the economic logic behind industrial agriculture. Spinach offered uniform leaf shapes suitable for mechanical harvesting equipment developed in the early 1900s. Orach's variable growth patterns and diverse leaf forms confused early harvesting machines. The plant's tendency to bolt rapidly in warm weather reduced the harvest window to just 3 weeks. Spinach could be harvested over 6 weeks with proper variety selection. Seed companies standardized their offerings, dropping varieties that required specialized knowledge to grow successfully. Orach's multiple color forms required separate catalog listings, increasing printing costs. By 1920, American seed catalogs had reduced Orach offerings from 12 varieties to 2. By 1950, most catalogs carried none. The plant didn't disappear because it failed. It disappeared because it didn't fit the narrow parameters of industrial efficiency. Diversity became a liability in a system optimized for monoculture. The cost of that optimization is still being calculated. Orach belongs to the Amaranthaceae family, closely related to quinoa, amaranth, and beets. This relationship explains its exceptional nutritional profile and environmental resilience. The plant exhibits C4 photosynthesis, a more efficient carbon fixation pathway than the C3 process used by spinach. This biological advantage allows Orach to grow faster with less water and fewer nutrients. Research on C4 plants demonstrates their superior performance in hot, dry conditions and poor soils. Orach accumulates minerals from soil more efficiently than spinach due to its deeper root system. The plant serves as a dynamic accumulator, pulling nutrients from deep soil layers and concentrating them in edible leaves. Its natural saponin content provides antimicrobial properties, reducing disease pressure in dense plantings. Botanical studies confirm Orach's ability to break up compacted soil through aggressive root growth. The plant improves soil structure for subsequent crops, functioning as a biological tiller. These characteristics made Orach valuable in pre-industrial agriculture, where soil health determined survival. Modern systems replaced biological solutions with chemical inputs. We traded wisdom for convenience and resilience for dependency. Today, Orach survives primarily in seed preservation networks and heirloom garden catalogs. A few commercial farms in France and England still cultivate small quantities for high-end restaurants seeking unusual greens. The crimson-leafed varieties occasionally appear in ornamental plantings, valued for decoration rather than nutrition. Permaculture practitioners have rediscovered Orach's value for edible landscaping and polyculture systems. The plant requires no special care. Direct seed in early spring, thin to 6 inches apart. Harvest outer leaves continuously. It tolerates neglect better than most vegetables. A single packet of seeds produces enough Orach for a family's needs throughout the growing season. The plant self-seeds reliably, returning each spring without replanting. This biological generosity represents everything modern agriculture abandoned in pursuit of control and profit. Growing Orach isn't nostalgia. It's recognition that some solutions don't require improvement, only remembrance. The wisdom of 1,000 years of cultivation shouldn't be erased by a century of industrial convenience. The seeds still exist, waiting for gardeners willing to challenge the uniformity of the modern food system. Every plant that returns to cultivation is a small act of resistance against forgetting.